What's going on, guys? Kyle Bradshaw here. This here is the Moto Morini Vettore 450, and I've got 1,400 miles on it now, and I want to give you guys a quick rundown. My buddy showed up on his T7, and perfect timing. The way I really want to pitch this motorcycle is like a mini T7. When I say mini, everything about this motorcycle is smaller. It's lighter weight, it's lower to the ground, it's more approachable. That's probably the word that I'm going to want to use when it comes to this machine. Now on the highway, they're both going to cruise 80 miles an hour down the highway just fine. They're both going to do great off-road. Now this one has obviously a lower skid plate level to the ground. The ground clearance is not quite as much. So here on this side, on the side stand, we're looking at right around 11.5 inches or so, versus the T7 over here, we're looking at right around 13.5. So a couple inches of extra ground clearance that you get on the T7, and most of that's due to the actual suspension travel on the motorcycle. I think this bike here has about 7.5 inches of suspension travel up here in the front, and I think it's a 1/2 inch shorter or so in the rear. Versus the T7 over here, we pull the tape measure out and we have 8.5 inches of travel up here. So I don't know, an inch or inch and a half, 2 inches maybe, as far as actual travel of the suspension goes. But that's going to allow you to be closer to the ground and have more of an easy time sitting on the motorcycle. So here on this motorcycle, sitting on it, I've noticed, I took a measurement, we had 88 inches in total length on the Vtori here, and I was 92 inches, I believe, when I measured the T7, so it's shorter. That's going to make it a little bit more nimble when you're out there hitting the twisties. It's going to make it a little bit easier for pivot turns on the trail and things of that nature. Now, one of the biggest complaints that people have about the T7 is how top heavy it is. Now, we talked about everything being just a little bit smaller and a little bit shorter and all of those types of things. Take a look at the tank height right here. So that top heaviness is coming from that gas tank that sits super high up on the Ténéré 700. So here, we're gonna come right around here. We have about 43 inches off the ground is the top of this gas tank. And then we come on over to the T7, and while it has a tank bag on it, we're gonna get a pretty decent, we're about 45.5 inches. So everything is just a little bit smaller or tamer or more approachable on this little motorcycle over here. Now when it comes to weight, it's about 25 or 30 pounds lighter than the T7. When you come on over here and take a look at the motor, you can see exactly why. This motor, 450 cc's versus the 700 cc's of the Ténéré, you definitely have a lot less mass right there in the center of the motorcycle. Now, let's really quick, I should have shown you my feet touching the ground on this guy. The other thing is going to be the seat height. So stock seat height here, I'm on the balls of my feet on both sides. Completely comfortable, lots of room. If I put my foot up on the foot peg on one side, I'm absolutely flat-footed. Extremely comfortable seating position on the Vtori 450 here. Now when I come over to the Ténéré 700, I'm going to get on the seat here, and I'm going to come, whoa, look at that. So I'm on my tippy toes on this motorcycle. Again, stock seats on both these bikes. If I want to, this is the very, very tippy top of my toes, guys. Like, this is, for somebody who's entering into this space, this could be extremely, what's the right word? What am I looking for? Intimidating, right? So being able to not be able to put my foot all the way on the ground until the bike is leaned over quite a bit. And again, just sitting on these two bikes, I don't know what the fuel levels are like on these two, but I can feel the weight. Like, this is really heavy. If it went any further than that right there, it's probably going to fall over. Like, if the ground was 3 inches shorter on this side, I probably wouldn't be able to hold the bike up if I put my foot down on that side of the bike. And that's just not going to happen on that Vtori 450. That's really the saving grace, is how low the bike is, how light it feels up here on top. I'm pretty stoked about that. Now, sitting in the cockpit, I do notice a lot more room here on the T7. Again, the single piece seat really helps out. I'm not a huge fan of the two-piece seat over here. I sit all the way back on that seat when I'm on the bike, and I still feel a little bit cramped. So as far as the length of the seating area, you've got a lot more room to work with here on the Ténéré 700 than you do over here on the Vettore. Now what I can say, so I'm already pushed all the way back up to this ridge right here. I wish I had just a little bit more room. As far as the screen, cockpit, handlebars, all of that feels very, very similar between the two motorcycles. So you're really not missing anything. Now a benefit of this Vettore over the T7, come on over here, we can take a look at the risers and the triple clamp. Right here we have a solid mount riser. Now I do believe, if I remember right, but they're offset just a little bit. So you could actually flip that riser around and change forward and back just a little bit of movement. But take a look at what they did over here on this Vettore. I absolutely love this setup. So yes, the bar is offset in the top of the riser here, but the other benefit, so being able to flip those around, you can go forward and back, but there's also 3 holes drilled right here in the triple clamp. So you can move this riser forward or back or in the middle and get just 6 different positions of adjustment right up here on the triple clamp. That's super convenient in my opinion. So the swing arm is a little bit shorter. I don't know how much shorter. I know that the bike itself is shorter. Again, 88 inches versus 92 or whatever the case is. So coming up here, we're gonna have about 26 inches for the length of the swing arm on that guy right there. And then coming all the way up in here, can't quite get there because of the wiring. We're looking at closer to 29 inches on the T7 right here. So that's gonna do some different things. If you're going over a log here this high, you're gonna have to get the angle of this bike up a little bit more in order to be able to get up and over it. The T7, you're not gonna have to get up as high because you're gonna be longer. For an entry-level motorcycle, or for those of you on really big motorcycles that want to have something a little bit lighter, a little bit more nimble, a little bit more manageable off-road than your GS or your 1190, 1290, 1390, this is a super fun motorcycle on and off-road. Again, I can rip this thing down the highway 80 miles an hour anywhere that I go. Now it's a parallel twin, so same basic setup as the T7. It's got a 270-degree crank. When I'm cruising down the highway at 80 miles an hour in 6th gear, I can still roll on and pass vehicles. I can downshift into 5th and actually pass quicker than I did in 6th gear, but there is no lack of immediate usable power on this motorcycle even when doing 80 miles an hour, and that's the reason that I prefer that parallel twin over my 390 Adventures single. Now I love that 390, but 30,000 miles on it in 2.5 years, sweet machine. But this parallel twin blows it out of the water when it comes to overall comfort while riding down the highway, when it comes to smoothness, to passability, just all of those things. And this bike has everything that you would want out of an adventure touring motorcycle. You can cruise down the highway, you can take it to the OHV park and jump jumps, and you can do BDRs, and anything you can do on a big bike, you can do on this machine. And anything you can do on a dual sport bike, which you would not want to take on the freeway, dual sports usually have a single cylinder motor. They're not quite as aggressive or powerful on the highway, but off-road, they're phenomenal. And this bike here, I believe that you can go anywhere that you would take your dual sport motorcycle. Might be a little bit more work because of the extra weight, probably about 50 pounds or so, but you can get there. And you can do it for just $6,500. That still blows my mind. The fact that you can get a platform this solid and this stable and this capable for less than $7,000. That's almost a $4,000 difference here in Southern California than a Ténéré 700 if you're looking to buy it off the showroom floor. Now, is there $4,000 or $5,000 difference in capability? Well, the T7 is more capable for sure, but is it that much more capable? I don't know. So I want you to stay tuned to the channel as we get these bikes out there over the next several months and really put this thing through its paces. Again, I've got just about 1,500 miles on it, and so far it's been really good. I haven't found anything to really gripe about other than my seating position, the little kind of cramped quarters that I have on this bike. But once I get that dialed in, I really do think that this is a really neat machine, and one you should take a look at if you're looking to downsize from a bigger bike, or if you're looking to get into the adventure motorcycle scene and are looking for something that's economical and capable. Bradshaw, if you have any questions about the Vettore or even the T7, please leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so and hit that notification bell so you can be part of the notification squad. And until next time, guys, take care and ride safe out there. Ugh.